What's up, y'all? It's your girl Amanda, and we are back with another episode of Mandy's Entertainment Reviews. So, for this episode, we are reviewing the first episode and in the final season of Euphoria, so season 3. And also, I am giving my characters and predictions for the season. So, if you guys have not started watching the show in general, or if you haven't seen the season premiere, it is currently on HBO Max. Is literally just started airing last Sunday, so you have plenty of time to catch up. And this is the last season because a lot of the characters or the actors in the show have moved on to things. I know Zendaya, she's doing a movie. She's quote unquote married to Tom Holland. Coleman Domingo is in here as well. He's actually playing Joe Jackson in the new Michael Jackson movie that's coming out on Friday. And Sydney Sweeney, y'all just be seeing her all over the place and dating Justin Bieber old manager. So people got things to do. So again, in the show is Zendaya, Maud Apatow, Chloe Cherry, Toby Wallace, Sydney Sweeney, Jacob Elordi, and Coleman Domingo. So my feelings on the first episode was a 5 out of 5. Very good. It started out as like a short film in the style of like Dukes of Hazzard. And what I mean by that is like the font for the opening credit titles, very retro, very like they were in the desert, so it was like, a fast car would kind of do a donut in the sand or something. So yeah, it was like that, and then they transition from, because Rue, she was a drug mule. It is what it is. So they transitioned Rue from being out in the desert to Los Angeles, where they did like beautiful shots of the water, certain parts of LA, because a lot of the characters went from, well, not a lot. So the last season we watched, the characters were in high school, right? Well, it's been about 3 or 4 years since that season has aired. So now these characters are not teenagers anymore. They're in their early to mid 20s. So they're not living with their parents. They're not, not having a job and doing drugs and weird stuff. Well, not that I've seen yet, but y'all know what I mean. They're grown. They're in the real world now. So there's that. So they included all that in the new episode, and they gave backstories of what each character was up to. We know we lost Angus Cloud and Eric Dane over the years that Euphoria was on hiatus, so they gave their characters a little backstory. Angus Cloud's character went to prison for 30 years. Eric Dane, I don't think they really went into Eric Dane, but they did say that Nate took over his father's business. So that happened. Also, a lot of new characters were introduced to Alamo. We're introduced to freaking Marshawn Lynch's character. They never gave his name yet, but it's Marshawn Lynch, and he's everywhere now. If he's not doing TV and acting, he's doing a podcast. If he's not doing a podcast, he's doing photography on the sidelines at the football game. So he's Marshawn Keep a Check Lynch, okay? So that was really cool to see him in there. So the first episode I do give a 5 out of 5. So as you guys know, when I do my reviews for TV shows, I only do the first episode, the character and the prediction. So these types of episodes do not be long at all. And then once we finish the season, or the series, I should say, in the next 5 to 6 weeks or 7, I will give like my full review on it. So we're gonna start with Rue. So Rue is in the drug game. She's running drugs for people. And she's gonna go on a lot of, as I call it, post high school random adventures. So Rue is probably gonna go on a lot of adventures, which will take her all over Los Angeles. She did start in like the desert. The season opened with her kind of lying and saying she was doing like some article or something on with a Amish family, if you will. So that's why I say random adventures, because that's so random for you to be sleeping in an Amish person's barn. So a lot of random adventures, a lot of drug game stuff, but I also think she will also be in the prostitution game because of when she went to Alamo's house to drop off the drugs for Lori. And so speaking of Lori, with her, They tell the story about how, she popped up in Rue's life and all that stuff. They gave that recap. So my prediction for Lori is she's gonna make Rue's life a living hell to get her money back. Now, mind you, Lori popped up while Rue was working at like this Kodak photo shack situation. They don't even exist anymore. How? What the heck? Oh, I don't know if it was a Kodak. It was a little shack, probably a convenience store or something. I don't know. But she popped up and she says that Rue owes her $43 million. I don't know what type of math Lori was doing, but that's a lot of money. But hey, if she owes you, she owes you. So she gonna make Rue's life hell when she's going on her random adventures, probably doing her prostitution thing, and also while she's being a drug mule as well for Alamo. So we probably gonna see a lot of drama from her. Faye. So Faye is Rue's friend who also works with Lori with her. Faye will probably get sucked into the drug world pretty bad, and because of Rue as well. So Rue will have like a fault in it. Should probably, either end up dead or like somehow just messed up from the whole situation. And let's see, there's Wayne. Wayne is a new character, but he actually likes Faye and will be with her. But it will be a battle getting out with her because they did talk about how kind of smart Wayne is and stuff. So they'll probably have their own drama. Lexi. Lexi went. They say Lexi went to college and Lexi has her own apartment and all that stuff. And Lexi will be the woke friend, because you went to college, you kind of become woke. She works in the entertainment industry, so she works on a set of a soap opera. And a lot of soap operas are actually filmed in Los Angeles. So she'll probably they'll show like her connections and stuff to the entertainment industry. Cassie. Now they just made Cassie's character flat out weird. So Cassie, my prediction for her is that she will be internet famous because in the first episode she spent a lot of time trying to do a lot of weird stuff for TikTok, being a dog, cosplaying as a baby, just all this weird stuff. So she's gonna be internet famous. That's how she's gonna make her money. She's not gonna get a real job. She's gonna make her money that way. And she is engaged to her high school sweetheart, Nate, and they are wedding planning. So she wants to have this big, huge Hollywood wedding. So she's probably going to have to deal with the headache of that. And then we have Nate. So, of course, engaged to Cassie. But Nate is going to be that angry working husband that's just angry about what his wife does for a living. He doesn't support his wife's content creating. He wants to take care of her. And then it was revealed in the show again that he took over his father's business. And the way that it looks on the show, on the first episode, it's hella stressful. It's a lot going on. So when you have a job that's hella stressful, I was going to say stressful. When you have a job that's a lot stressful and a lot going on, sometimes and involuntarily, and you don't think about it, you bring your work home and you just be angry at people. So Maddie, we see that she works as a manager and she might have all the rich people tea and she might be just telling people's tea all day long. I don't think she would have a big part of it, but I could be wrong. So again, this is just the predictions. And when I do predictions, I'm not always right. So that's okay. Dylan. Dylan is a rich actor. He's like the new hot stud actor or whatever. And he might get caught up with the mix with the OG cast. So he might, sleep with someone. He might, get caught up with something regarding drugs. I don't know, but he just might get caught up with something. Ali, which is Coleman Domingo's character, I just feel like he'll always be there for Rue and will give her spiritual advice because in the first episode they did sit down at a diner and they did talk about, things in the Bible and stuff like that. Alamo is going to make Rue go into pimping. And more could happen, but that's just my main prediction. Patty is going to be the HBIC on the soap show. Kid is Alamo's right hand who keeps track of the women and the drugs, so he'll probably be doing that the whole time. And also Marshawn Lynch is Alamo's right hand who loves the party. So he'll have Kid and then he'll have Marshawn. So we'll see a lot of them. And yeah, those are my predictions of the first episode. So again, we will revisit this in about 5 to 6 weeks and I'll give you my full review. Thank y'all again for listening. Peace.